Welcome back, guys. I'm just free-handing this here now in my little tripod, so it might be a bit shaky. Wanted to look at this, and dimensionally, like thickness on this all around was within 0.1 millimeter. But there's some issues, and I'm going to take a minute now to mention them. Not a long video. One of them, the very fixable one, is it printed on the bed in this orientation. And if you notice, it appears as if the print is moving off to the right. Now, a little bit of that is lifting, but a little bit of that is, yeah, this is too high. I got to lower this, got to tighten that screw and tighten that screw, and then start again. And of course, level that there. Let's see. Yeah, that's got to be leveled to that. But right now, this is level to the bed, but the bed is a tilt versus the direction of the rails. So that's why you get like what looks like the Tower of Pisa on both parts, because it's on the both of them, because it's in both the square and the cylinder. I know that it's the actual screws in the bed. Now, but I did say when that printed, I didn't really expect it to, and it wasn't really leveled anyway, so it was still pretty good that that happened, but it shows me physically that needs to be done. Number two, it printed anyways, even though the head was quite a bit above this. That's pretty cool. Some under extrusion, because I haven't really measured the thickness of this PLA. I think it's 1.68, and I haven't set the multiplier. This is just a smaller stepper, just like the others, but I do believe it's putting in plenty enough pressure. I think I just need to up the extrusion multiplier and keep doing it until we get that closed in. Now there's another thing. I'm going to try and take a shot here, and this might be rough to get it to come out. Actually, let's try it this way. Let's go right up into this light. Maybe it will show up here. Come on, focus. Focus. There we go. You see how there's a flat spot, a shifting flat spot on the bottom and top of the part? I'm trying to hold it still here. That is the bed. It's not moving free enough. To me, it feels fine, but the proof is in that circle. So what's happening is it's coming into the shallower, smaller moves. Because it's uniform and it's in every layer, that tells me that it's having a problem with the smaller movements in the changing direction. So there's a couple things you can do to try and fix that. The backwards way is to throw more torque at the motor. That should be your last option. The better option is to visit the PLA bushings. I don't know if I can get this down far enough for you guys to see those. Yeah, the PLA bushings might need more silicone on that rail. I might actually have to get spray a little bit of the silicone spray into a little cup or something, then brush it on, because I don't want to just blast it on this in case I ever want to paint the wood. You are not painting that wood if you've hit it with silicone lubricant. And that might help. In fact, it's probably going to come down to lubrication. If it continues to persist, even after changing the lubrication and upping the torque here, I know they fit. I know they're almost perfect. One of the things I could do, and it will be the last thing I do before ordering some ball bearings that'll fit this, is you put the shaft in the end of your drill and you spin it in the plastic bushing, and the friction of it spinning will open up that bushing almost like a tight reaming, and in my opinion right now it would make it way too loose. So I'm hoping just to only have to put a bit more silicone. What I did put on it was a silicone dielectric paste that you would usually use for the top of your spark plugs. I had a fair bit of it, but it was silicone and it doesn't interfere with PLA. So I put a bit of that. I schmooed it. That's a technical term. I schmooed it on the rail, and then just moved it back and forth until it got to the point that it moved really easy. Now it won't move here as easy as it used to because it's being held by this belt. And that belt is pretty, actually, holy crap, I may have just found it. The belt has too much, the belt has lost its tension. Look at that. Shouldn't be able to do that. Well, possibly simpler solution. Shouldn't do that. I'm gonna have to visit that tensioner back there. Maybe move it over a notch. And then do another test print. But anyhow, this is supposed to be a small examination into this, and the information I got just from that test print, it's quite possibly the y-axis is just due to this having lost its tension. And the irony is this piece of PLA here, this is the stuff that Rigid Ink sent me. That's PLA Plus. I purposely printed it for what I would call wrong. This is structurally not the way to make this part. The layers are vertical, and I'm pulling on it this way. So I'm actually not aligning the layers with the direction of force. They're perpendicular to force, and the columns are small. So those could snap. They should snap. The inner part is just fine. It's this outer structure. I don't even know what to call it. But it's been holding the tension just fine. So yeah, I kind of expected it to break by now, but it's doing well. And I'm just gonna not touch it. See when, if it ever does break, then I'll just design a new part for that. Pretty interesting. And again, salvaged items. That tensioner back there is a combination of a motor mount, some flanged bearings, but a DC motor mount, and then I drilled some holes that would allow tension and easy setting of the belt. But I can see I need to come up with a different way to put some tension. Maybe I'll put one of those closed peg type springs in line or something. But I got a few notches. I can move that to try. Possibly even drill a fresh one. We'll see. Because once I get that done and get the bed leveled in the next couple days, I think my next print, once I get a dimensional cube showing me that everything's trammed again, I'll probably try a benchy just for the heck of it, and that should be good. Anyhow, as always, if you've got any questions or comments, put them down below, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.